I'm Dr. Wu. I'm going to be your professor for Physics 2001. Normally on the first day, there's a lot of like nuts and bolts kind of stuff that you go through. And I wanted to get started a little bit faster. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through a lot of the things that you'd normally be talking about and post it on a video online for you guys to watch another time. So to start with, a little bit about me. I've been a professor at UC for 2 years. I graduated from Texas A&M about 2 years ago, so I began here right after I was at Texas A&M. My approach to physics is a little bit different than you might get if you were taking it at another university or with another professor, in that I kind of see the spot that physics is in as right in between the more difficult engineering classes you guys are going to take in calculus. And my goal is to kind of fill that gap where the mathematics can be very abstract. It's all symbolic and it doesn't mean much outside of itself. And then the engineering is all applied. I want this class to be right in the middle. So it's going to take a lot of the formal mathematics that you've learned, really give it teeth to say, like, what does it mean in the real world? And then you'll be more equipped to be able to apply that to your later courses when you move on to those. So I have a lot of availability, and I'm going to be talking about exactly why that's going to be the case in a second when we get to the software section, which is actually right now. So there's going to be a lot of software that I'm going to be using in the course this semester. The first piece of software is going to be YouTube. So all of my lectures and videos that I make, like this one or some pre-lecture videos, they're all going to be on my YouTube channel. You're watching it right here, right now. So follow, subscribe. I don't care. That's where the stuff's going to be. You know where to find it. The other two more big pieces of software I'm going to be using are Microsoft Teams and OneNote. When I was setting these up, I didn't realize that it was going to be pinging all you guys with emails telling you that I was setting it up. So I apologize if you're getting a bunch of emails and you don't understand why. I'm going to go through real quick what these... Okay, so apparently I've been talking for a while. I didn't realize that I didn't switch OBS over to the other monitor, so I'm going to have to clip this in. But I was talking about Microsoft Teams. And so I'm going to go through really quickly the way that our team's set up, what Teams is, and how we're going to try to use it. So Microsoft Teams is very similar to Discord or Slack if you'd used either one of the two of those apps. And basically what I did was I created a team for our entire course. It integrates a class notebook, so this is a OneNote notebook, into here so that you could click here and anything that I send you guys, you can view here immediately. Things that I'd send pre-lecture assignments, the notes that I take in class are all going to be on here. The notes that I have for videos that I make are also going to be on here. What else do we have? The next thing is the text that I'm working on. So like I said, I kind of have a different approach to the physics than the text that we're using. The text that we're using actually it's not bad. I've seen worse, but it's a little bit incompatible with the way that I try to present the material. And so I'm working on writing a text of my own, and so that's something that you'll find here. All of the lecture notes, or all of the lectures that I'm going to be giving, all of the pre-lecture assignments are really going to be more based on this than it is from the content from the book. But it's good to have two references because what you can do is you kind of go between them. You can compare and contrast them. You learn quite a bit when you have to use multiple sources. Okay, next thing, class YouTube page. This is where I'm going to be posting content that I'm going to be uploading for the course. I'll be streaming here. So every class is going to have an associated stream. And that's going to be here as well. So if you want to review something that was going on in class, or if you aren't in class, you have two resources for that actually. One is the recording of the class, and the other is the class notebook. So class notebook's going to have all of my handwritten notes on there, and you can pull that down if you use OneNote yourself. On your own tablet, you can add your own notes over mine in your own section. It's a really handy tool. This is a tutorial for how to use Microsoft Teams. So if you've never used it before, it's very interactive. It basically recreates this window and has like bots talk to you and teaches you how to use it. It's really handy. This is a copy of the course syllabus. Same one's posted on Blackboard. I'll talk about Blackboard in a second. Okay, so this is the general tab, but let me kind of go through what the rest of these are and how I intend to use them. So we go over to channels. So channel creation request. The channels that are here are the only channels that exist. But if you have a good idea or reason to have a channel, let me know there. I'm open to adding channels, but I also don't want to be like bombarded with like everybody wants their own personal channel, or you know, I want my own channel to post pictures of my cat or something. There actually is place for that already. Feedback's really important to me because, like I said, I'm doing something kind of different, and I need to know is it working well or is it not. And so part of giving me feedback is to try to give me context and give me reasoning and what could I be doing differently, or in the event that I'm doing something well and it's something you'd like me to continue to do, tell me what it is specifically. Things like the joke that I have here is not helpful, but saying something like class today was really fun is not really helpful for me either. I need specifics. Okay, homework help's a place to post questions and collaborate on homework. If you have a question there, try to clip it or post it verbally. So saying something like, I don't understand how to do number 4 is not really helpful, because if I'm the one that has to answer your question because there aren't other students around, that means that I have to pull it up somewhere else. But additionally, verbally explaining a problem makes you think about it a little bit more, because you have to say, okay, well, I don't understand this, but I need to explain to somebody about me not understanding it. And sometimes just the process of thinking about how you're going to explain a problem will help you to solve it. I know that's happened to me a lot. Sometimes I write emails like to tech support or something. I'm trying to write it in a way that they'll understand where I'm coming from. And then something occurs to me that I didn't think of because I'm trying to explain to them what it is. So try to verbalize your homework questions if you can. Okay, like I promised, there's a place for your cat pictures or whatever else you'd like to post here. 2 rules if you have to ask yourself if something's okay to post, it probably isn't. And follow Wheaton's laws. I don't want to have to moderate this or have to worry about getting fired for the kinds of things you guys are posting. STEM and Chill is kind of like random, but it's a little bit more directed. So if you want to talk about programming or you want to post videos of cool science or math things that you've seen on YouTube, this is a good place to do it. I really like that kind of stuff. I enjoy watching it. So if you find something cool, try to post it here. Study Group Finder is for, like it says, trying to find study groups. So when the exam's rolling around, or if you like to meet with people in person, you can plan where to go or where to meet up, what time, that sort of thing here. Tech support is in the event that there's some kind of issue that I need to fix. Sometimes there are problems with Blackboard, or there are problems with WebAssign or Turning Point or something. This is a place to say, hey, I need some help with this particular thing. Now, outside of these are all public places, so you'll see the other posts that you guys make. If it's something that's more personal or something that's you'd like to say to me in private, you can of course email me, but you could also send me a message here in contacts. The chat's just between whichever people you include on it. Okay, so that is Microsoft Teams. I don't know if it's working right now. When this goes out, if it's not, just hold off on emailing me. I'll try to look into it tomorrow morning. Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint. Nope, that's not the word. Okay, so let's go back to the PowerPoint, which is actually just behind this. Okay, so that's Microsoft Teams and OneNote. After that, Turning Point. So you're all going to need these Turning Point clip. That's the dongle. these turning point clickers. We're going to be using these in class for some multiple choice questions. If you have any issues with setting that up or getting your licenses set up, Dr. Koenig has already sent out an email with instructions. So look through that and you'll find what you're looking for. Okay, WebAssign. WebAssign is also something that Professor Koenig manages. So that's all done, again, through Blackboard, and we'll talk about Blackboard in a second. But she sent out instructions for how to set that up. Blackboard, so let me show you our Blackboard page. Ideally, I personally don't like Blackboard. So I don't want to use it much if I don't have to, but I did try to streamline it so that our Blackboard page is very clean. So the information that you need is all here. So like I said, I'm kind of doing a little bit of my own thing. We're always going to be on schedule with the other classes for exams, but we might lag behind a little bit, or we might be a little bit ahead in some ways for some of the assignments. Not by much, maybe a day. So here is the pacing guide that Professor Koenig uses, and so if you want to follow along with the readings that they're doing in the other class, then you can find those here. She does a very nice job of saying specifically what sections you need to read for what days. She includes when the homework is due, so web assignment due, web assignment, I think this one's a web assignment, yeah. And so all of the information that you'll need for your homework and the readings to do to stay on pace with the other classes and ours as well. We're not deviating that much, but there are going to be some differences between the way that we're going to be doing things. Okay. Other things that are here, if you need to go to WebAssign, you got your link right here. The attendance verification is important if you're somebody on a scholarship. I couldn't tell you exactly why, but I think everybody's supposed to do this anyway, so click that when you have the chance. And then if you need to get clickers or license, that's here too. Okay, moving right along then. So that's the last thing for software. Oh yes, this is a fun slide. So I tend to be a pretty chill person, I guess, but there are things that you guys can do to get on my bad list, I guess, and I'm just making you aware of some of these things ahead of time so that you can try to avoid them to begin with. So the first thing is cheating. I'm pretty good at catching people cheating, and I try to find people cheating. If you're somebody that cheats, I don't like doing paperwork. I'm looking for it, like I said, and it's not in your best interest. It makes a headache for me in the end. The next one's Chegg. Maybe I'll explain this in more detail. But basically, there's two components to Chegg. One, they have the solution manuals, and I know a lot of you guys use those on your homework. That's a form of cheating. So be aware that if what you're doing is you're copying the solutions from Chegg, we know what those solutions are. They're the same as the instructor solutions. And the reason for that, and this is all part of the reason why I don't like Chegg. They contract with the publishing companies, and so they have access to the textbook. And so basically, what they're in the business of is selling the solutions to the textbooks. It's cooperative. It's between the textbook companies. I could go into a whole spiel on this. I won't. But so that's another reason. The third reason, and like I said, if you guys want to use it, do what you want. I won't judge you for it. Just don't use it to cheat, because there is a difference between using Chegg as a reference and using Chegg to write down exactly what the solutions say. Okay, and like I said, I can tell a difference and I look for it. The last reason why I really don't like Chegg is it's a real pain in the ass for professors that make their own content. Anytime things that I create end up on Chegg, it takes between a week and 2 weeks to get it taken down. Uh, Again, that's pretty upsetting when I'm writing this content, I'm distributing it to you guys for free, and there's a company that's making money off of the things that I'm providing to students for free. It's really upsetting in a way. Okay, so let's check. Being off task in class, I mean, this one, there are levels, right? So if you look at your phone, once in an hour, I'm not going to kill you. But if what you're doing is you're watching videos on YouTube, like with a headset, I've had students do that before. I had a student last semester, 2 semesters ago, who like sat in like the first 3 rows, like at the end with a headset on that's loud enough to hear, and he's watching videos on YouTube, or I think it might have been on Twitch or something. It's like, come on, dude. Like, what are you doing? I'll have some stern words for you if you're doing that. But like I said, it's looking at your phone every once in a while is fine. I'm not gonna kill you guys for stuff like that. But do your best to be on task, and if you take it to extreme, you will hear about it from me. The next one, asking for extra credit. That's one I really don't care for personally, because most of the time when students ask for extra credit, they're students that I've never talked to before. And the first time you talk to them is they're asking you for extra credit. It's like, well, I've had all this opportunity to help you get regular credit, and now you're asking me for the extra credit. And what that's telling me is that you just weren't doing any assignments. Now you're trying to make up for it, hoping that I'll let you do something else. I'm not so keen on that. Last one, when I calculate my grade, sometimes mistakes happen when grades are being calculated. So do check me. But I mean, this one's actually more funny than it is upsetting. But I've had students that have had grades below 50 come to me and say, when I calculated my grade, I had an 80. It's like, well, do the calculation again. You don't. So if you want to contact me about your grade and the way that it's calculated, I'm willing to have that conversation. But make sure you didn't make any mistakes before you contact me about it. There's a lot of emails that I get that I could avoid, that I wouldn't have to talk to if the students actually checked their work when they did calculate the grades. Okay. So now that I'm done being a grouch, I guess, just a couple of things to wrap up here. Physics is not easy. Regardless of who you take it from or what university you go to, it's a tough class. You have to think differently than you normally do, or you have to combine ways of thinking that you normally wouldn't consider combining. We're going to talk a lot more about that, and we're going to practice that a lot. In order to do that effectively, you're going to have to move outside your comfort zone. If your comfort zone is, I'm going to grab an equation sheet and a calculator and hope for the best, it's not going to work very well. You're going to have to, get comfortable with the idea that you're going to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I didn't change the slide over here to be on the Teams page, and I was talking for like an extra 5 minutes to nobody because I'm going to cut that out. So mistakes happen. You're just going to have to deal with it. And now I know I need to pay more attention to that. Okay, work hard. Work hard's really important. You're not gonna be able to do very well in the class if you're not working consistently and you're not working as much as you can. Anyway, we try not to be extreme with the work. We do give you guys a lot of guided practice that's going to help with this, but you should be spending bare minimum 30 minutes a day on physics, not just on the homework, but you need to be doing reading as well. So you need to get some reading time in. You need to get some homework time in, some collaborating time. That's what the Teams is going to be for, so that we can talk about the things that you're having problems with. Like I said, I'm trying to be very available to you guys. So if you're having issues, these are things that I can help you address early, so that it doesn't become a problem on the exam. Don't give up. Physics, like I said, you learn by making mistakes. But if you quit the first time you make a mistake, I probably would have quit a very long time ago, and I would have quit many times over. So you have to stick with it. You find that the times that you enjoy learning, or be it academic learning or a sport or musical instrument, the ones that you enjoy the best are the ones that you have to work the hardest on and you have to persist through in order to get to where it is that you want to be. Physics, that happens a lot in physics, and you'll be impressed with what you'll be able to accomplish if you don't give up. Okay, last one, have fun. Physics is fun. It's, like I said, it's a lot of abstract thinking. It can be difficult, but it's always tied to the real world. And so all of the things that we talk about are all things that you've seen before and you've interacted with. Now we're just going to have new ways to be able to describe them. And it is a lot of fun to learn about things that way. Okay, and that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in class.